So, welcome back to another episode of The Boring Wisdom. This video is totally based on the day 2 of how to be smart. It is going to be purely based on emotional intelligence, how we can basically understand emotional intelligence, what exactly is emotional intelligence, the components, how do you master it, and all of these things, top to bottom, head to toe. You'll understand all of these things about emotional intelligence in this particular video. So, without wasting our time, let's just jump into it. So, the first thing, what exactly is emotional intelligence? So, let's start with the first question. What's more important, book smart or people smart? What exactly do you think is more important to be? A book smart individual, a guy who has a lot of theoretical knowledge, or a guy who is really street smart, people smart, who is really great with people, with conversations, with influence? The truth is emotional intelligence. Not exactly book smart, not exactly people smart, but emotionally smart, emotionally intelligent, or let's just say EQ. This is often what set truly smart people apart. Emotional intelligence is all about understanding your emotion and the emotion of others. It helps you communicate, build relationships, and make better decision. Think of it like a social glue that holds everything together. You have all of us have some guy in our class who is just friend with everyone, who just can make anyone do anything. Like he's just the guy who will turn up and build a team, and he just, even he does not have any kind of skills, still he will build a team because he's just like a social glue. He's just friend with everyone, nobody hates him. He's just that guy, and that is a emotionally intelligent individual. So now, why do you need to be emotionally intelligent? Let's explore why this is a game changer for achieving success in your life. So, studies basically show that people with high EQ, emotional intelligence, are more successful in their personal and professional lives. Why? Because they can handle conflict, empathize, and stay calm under pressure. Think about it like if you can manage your emotions and connect with other people, you can navigate almost any situation in your life, like genuinely any situation in your life. If you have a power to control your own emotions, if you can be zen no matter how bad the situation is, if you can connect a lot of people together and like navigate them into any situation, then you are a powerful individual. That's the power of emotional intelligence, right? So now let's break down into the core components of EQ so you can start building your emotional intelligence from today itself. So emotional intelligence is built on the back of five pillars. The first thing is self-awareness, knowing your emotions and how they affect you. Second thing is self-regulation, controlling your emotion instead of letting them control you. First thing is you have to understand what you feel, and the second thing is controlling what you feel. Then the third thing is staying driven, which is basically motivation. Even when things are tough, you have to stay driven even when things are tough. Like that's pretty similar to discipline, but you have to give out motivation to other people and even to yourself. That's basically discipline, in other words. Then the fourth thing is empathy, understanding and sharing the feeling of others. Fifth and most important, social skill, build meaningful relationships and communicating effectively. These are the five pillars of emotional intelligence. If you can master all of these things, if you can have all of these things, then nobody can stop you in any field. Self awareness, self regulation, discipline, empathy, social skill. So focus on these things, and you will see a huge difference in how you handle challenges and connect with other people. So, something's missing, right? Understanding EQ is just a start. Let's now talk about how we can improve your self awareness, which is the foundation of emotional intelligence, right? You have to first understand your own self before you understand other people, right? So, self awareness. So, self awareness in itself is kind of holding up a mirror of your emotions. One way to build it is mindfulness, paying attention to how you feel in the moment. For example, next time you feel stressed or angry, pause and ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What triggered it? Like, what exactly made me feel stressed? Why? I'm tired. Why am I tired? Why do I don't want to work? Why do I want to work? Like all of these things basically builds self-awareness. You have to note down all of these things, you have to journal it, you have to collect the data points and start to understand the patterns of how you act, and then start understanding the patterns. It's all the game of patterns, right? So, reflecting on your emotion helps you respond more thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. So, once you've got the handle on your self awareness, the next thing is you have to learn how to manage those emotions effectively. That gets us to our next point, which is mastering emotional control. So, emotional control doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It does not mean that you have to just numb down all of your feelings and just become like a stone face guy who just don't smile, don't laugh, or don't feel sad or anything like that. It means responding thoughtfully instead of reacting emotionally. Here's a quick trick. When you feel overwhelmed, take a deep breath and count to 5 before you respond. That's it. Whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel angry, just take a deep breath, count to 5, and then respond. This gives your brain a time to process and keeps you from saying or doing something that you might regret over a course of time. On genuinely, you don't see it, maybe most of you, but these small habits like this, like just taking a deep breath and counting to 5 before responding, can make a huge difference on how you handle stress and how you handle people. So now that you have learned the basic stuff of how you can manage your emotions, let's explore the superpower of empathy, the key to connecting with other people. So the next thing, practice empathy. Basically, empathy isn't just about listening. It's not like you just listen to all of the people's problem and you are empathetic person. No, it's truly about understanding what someone else is going through. It's just like just putting yourself in that person's shoe and trying to understand his or her situation and giving them a particular like advice or something like that, or just having a conversation. So, the next time you're in a conversation, focus on listening without interrupting or planning your response. Like, just listen to their problem and start to understand them from their perspective, right? Don't just try to interrupt in between or just like plan your response. Like, okay, if he finishes this sentence, I'm gonna say this. No, don't plan your responses. Just listen and try to put yourself in that person's shoe and start to understand it from their perspective. So instead of just planning your response and just being weird kind of individual, ask questions like, how do you feel about that? Or what can I do to help you? Empathy makes people feel heard and valued, which basically strengthens your relationship. And as a sage man said, empathy is powerful, but it's only not only the social skill that matters. So let's wrap up with some skills or tips, let's say tips and tricks on improving your communication. So basically, let's sharpen your social skill a little bit. Smart communication. So you should be able to communicate like a pro. But smart communication isn't about talking, it's about listening, asking the right questions, and reading the room, reading the person, reading his emotion, reading his perspective. For example, pay attention to their body language. It often speaks louder than words. Be clear and concise when you speak. Like just be very, very clear with your words and your examples and all of your perspectives, and always aim to leave the other person feel understood. Don't just like make that person feel like you are just giving them advice or something like that. Just make them feel understood. Practice these skills and you'll be able to connect with anyone anywhere, no matter what place, no matter what the gender, no matter what the situation is. So with these strategies in mind, let's reflect on today's key points and how emotional intelligence can transform your life. All right. So, what we have learned so far is building emotional intelligence is like unlocking a cheat code for your life. So, it basically helps you understand yourself, connect with others, handle challenges with grace. So, all you can do is start small, practice self awareness every single day. Just understand your own self before you start to understand other people. Control your emotions. Just understand, okay, am I feel tired? Why do I feel tired? Because I've scrolled social media too much. Control your emotion. I feel angry because I've done this thing. Control your emotion and then show empathy towards not only to other people but also to yourself. So these small habits will make a huge difference and make you smarter in ways that truly matters. So that's the day 2 on how to be smart series. Remember, emotional intelligence isn't just a skill, it's a mindset that will help you transform your life. So if you're ready to keep growing, hit the like button and subscribe and turn on notifications for more content like this. See you in the next one.